Hello Libra. Welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Libra is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Remember to hit the like button, leave a comment, consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. These readings are totally free. If there is anything you would like me to pray over or meditate upon or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is a timeless reading. This energy was activated the moment you clicked on this video. Try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I provide. And remember, Libra, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. We start with the Moon card. The Moon is a card of dreams. It's a card sometimes of nightmares. It really is, to me, a feeling that we are feeling a little bit lost. Like we know where we are, but we don't know how to get where we want to be. Okay? To me, this is the dark, scary forest. To me, this is the card that in some ways is saying, let's narrow the aperture a little bit. Let's focus on, it's kind of like when you're seasick and they tell you to just focus on one point on the horizon or something that's like not moving. And that's kind of what we're doing here with this card. It's kind of like the reason why we're so freaked out right now is because we're taking in too much information at once. We're too aware. We're hyper aware of our surroundings. Okay, so it's kind of like spirits asking you to just sort of narrow your vision down. Like use one of those. What are those things that like pirates used to use? Those I can't remember the name of those things. Like a spyglass, you know, to just look at one point in the distance and pick that goal and keep your eyes set on that. And then start walking out. Start walking toward that. Okay. I think you're somebody right now with big plans. I think you've got a lot that you're trying to do in life. You may have experienced some recent setbacks. Okay. We may have gotten turned around a little bit. We may have been going in a particular direction and we've reached a kind of door that feels locked. Okay. And we're in that point where it's like, do I struggle at this door? Do I try to, pry this door open? Or do I take it as a sign that that door is not for me and I have to look for the other door that is now open and ready for me to walk through it? This is the card of change. It's a card that says we are on the brink of a very important change in our lives. All right. Let's put this card into a little bit of context. I feel like you're somebody with a very big imagination. There we've got that devil energy. We've got that fool energy. We got a 6 of wands. We've got a 4 of wands. And we've got a princess. Or I mean a queen of pentacles, not a princess, the queen of pentacles. Even better. Because this feels like this is your true self looking back at the decisions that you're making right now. Okay, it's kind of like your true self is saying, look, your success is out here. You just have to go to the right door. Maybe you've been trying to open the same door for too long, and it's Spirit's way of saying, no, that door is not for you. Here we have a Knight of Swords. We have a Prince of Pentacles, 2 of Wands. And there it is. Look at that happiness, that 9 of Cups. That's living our happy life. We realize that we're building our happy life, and it is out there. So I think the way we get there is we realize the things that we have to stop doing, the path that is not meant for us anymore. Okay, the door that we are not meant to pry open. Because when we encounter something like this Moon card, and the Moon card is it's that fear, it's the fear of unknown. It's the fear of the uncertainty. It's the fear of like, I don't know which way I'm supposed to go now. Okay. I think that it is in those moments of fear, of just kind of like, almost like we're paralyzed, where it's just like we're in this dark, scary forest and there are just shadows coming out at us every sort of where we look, there's some new monster there for us. I think it's in those moments where if we really listen, and I think that's what you're doing now is you're listening. I think you can hear the voice of the infinite, the voice of the divine, kind of whispering to you about which door is really meant for you. Okay? And I think once you hone in on that little voice, then it sort of grows in volume. It sort of becomes louder, and I think it becomes undeniable which direction you're supposed to take. And then when you have that realization, you take it with this devil energy. This is that generative drive. This is the engine of the car, and it's time to go toward the direction of your true self, of your future self, really, your future success, going toward this door that leads here. Okay. But let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor, infinite and unknown. And we're going to set it down right here with Bubo, the mechanical owl, right there on top. We're not going to look at that card until the very end. But it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need at the end of the reading. If at any point during this program you feel like you might know what that card is, put your prediction down in the comments. All right. Let's take a look around the room. Interesting major arcana, right? Just these right here. 3, 1, 2, 3. The Fool and the Moon and the Devil energy. We've got fire and fire and fire. We've got water at the end. We got a little bit of air. And we got the earth energies. If you want to get to your success, you got to start taking the right actions now. Okay? We've got to make the right decisions. This now, let me just point out, this is a Knight of Swords. This is your Libra superpower card. This card represents the Cardinal air energy. It represents the Libra energy in action. Okay, so this is you doing what you do best. Sort of the real-time discernment, right? The real-time decision-making. It's kind of like if Spirit has put you in this place where the door won't open, you understand that to be a message that's saying it's time to redirect. It's time to have a little bit of a adjustment, right? Which is the name of your Libra power card, the Justice card, or as it's called in the Thoth deck, adjustment. It's time to adjust your approach. When you're in this dark, scary forest and it feels like nothing is working, it's time to do something different, right? If this door won't open, it's time to pivot. It's time to redirect your energy. It's time to adjust your course just a little bit, okay? If what we're trying to do isn't working, it means that we have to change something. If we keep shaking the door handle, the door won't open. It really won't open? Shake the handle again. No, it's locked. Have you tried shaking the handle? Have you tried using the handle, right? And it's kind of, obviously something else needs to be done. So we need to figure out a different approach. And, well, let's keep going here. Let's talk about the Devil card. Because first of all, the Devil card is, you put a mountain in front of it, it climbs up. Okay, this is a concentration, this is a focus, this is an endurance. This is that driving force, that ambition to climb the mountain, no matter what it takes. This is in some ways courage. Okay, in some ways, when we have that Moon card here, a lot of major arcana, right? This is really interesting, these three. It's picking a point on the horizon and going toward it no matter what. If you're lost in a dark, scary forest, there's no use, there's no benefit to just wandering around, right? We got this Fool energy underneath us here. Wandering around is not going to be the solution. We're not just going to go check every door. One of these will open, right? One of these will work. We're going to waste our time. We don't have that kind of time as human beings. We don't have time to check every single door handle in life. Check every single, doorknob. Okay. What we need is to pick a direction, and we need to go with everything we have in that direction. And I feel that's what's happening for you right now. I feel like Spirit is whispering to you, this way, this way. right? And you're feeling it. And so we understand that if this door isn't opening, it means this isn't our door. It means that we have to adjust something slightly. I don't think it really is talking about a huge shift. I don't think that this is like a 90-degree or a 180-degree turn. It might just be a couple degrees. But we have to try something different. Doing the same thing over and over again is not going to get us any better results, right? I think that whatever it is that you want to do in life right now, whatever your dream is, if you can imagine it and you can point your energy toward it, you can accomplish it. Okay? And it could be really, this moon card could be the idea, like, I don't know what to dream about. I have so many ideas, so much, your imagination is so rich, Libra, that maybe you can't decide on which path to go after. Maybe we're in this dark, scary forest, and we know that just beyond the trees is sunlight, is the good life out there just beyond the darkness. But maybe we just don't know which way to start walking. Yeah. In some ways, it doesn't matter. In some ways, it doesn't matter which way you walk. What matters is that you walk straight that direction. If you start curving yourself around, you're just going to go in a circle. Okay? So, in other words, Spirit's telling you right now that you can accomplish anything you want in your life. If you can dream it, you can become it. Okay, but only if your energy is concentrated and focused and you're going in that straight line. Okay? And I wonder if recently in your life you decided to sort of venture out into the world on your own. Sort of figure out your own thing. See, we have a 6 of Wands in the background. Okay, I feel that there's kind of an aimlessness to you right now. There's that Fool energy underneath that's coming through. Okay? The 6 of Wands here is sort of a victory after a struggle. Okay? I feel that this was you as maybe part of a winning team. This was you part of a successful group, a successful company, or a coming from a good family. I feel like you had, you had a lot going for you. It's kind of like, the Buddha who just sort of left, the Gautama Buddha who left the palace, who left the luxury of life to go wander in the world and figure it out. Okay, this feels like the good life. I imagine you had a decent upbringing, maybe a very successful family. Maybe you come from a successful family. Maybe you were taught the value of hard work. I think that I think you have there's an older male energy that's around you right now in spirit. And this older male energy feels like kind of like teaching you or encouraging you how to thrive, how to overcome challenges, how to like break down obstacles and get success, So I feel like you come from a long line of hard workers. You come from a long line of people who have thrived through adversity. Okay? This is a card of victory after strife. Yeah. And it is in your past. And I think even you personally, you've overcome a lot of things. Yeah. Overcome a lot of things in your life. And I feel like now we're sort of stepping away into this dream world, right? That we're kind of like, right now I feel like we're wandering aimlessly in the dark. Yeah, wandering aimlessly in the dark because we don't want to keep doing what we've always done. The success that we have here, it's kind of like, yeah, we could stay here, but it's starting to feel like we're just on a carousel. It's just going around and around and around. It's not satisfying. It's not making me happy anymore. Okay, even though it feels successful and it feels like you're doing good work, whatever that is. You come from a good background, but there's something that's not satisfying about it. Okay. So the 4 of Wands that we have at the top here is a card of completion. I think you're somebody you're very aware when things have sort of run their course. This is a card of closure, a card of tying up loose ends. This is a card that says, been there, done that. I got to go seek something else. It's not a card of animosity. I don't think we're breaking up with anything. But this is kind of like, I've done it again. Why am I going to go back and do it another time? It's like I've been on the roller coaster. I'm bored with it now. I want to go to find another ride to get on. So I feel like you've kind of chosen to change your life, and you've chosen to do something that's a little bit frightening, right? Maybe it's, maybe we've decided to, like to leave our job. Maybe we've decided to sort of, to dream a bigger dream for ourselves. I don't know that you've left your job necessarily, but I feel that if we are wandering aimlessly in the dark right now, it's this feeling like I don't want to keep doing the same thing that I've been doing, but I'm not sure what to do now. I'm not sure what to do going forward. Okay. I think you're okay with austerity. You're not someone who requires a lot of luxury. You don't have to always travel first class. You know how to sort of rough it. And I feel that you're kind of, you're in this mode now where you would rather go out on your own and sort of hike through the wilderness and find your own way than follow a guide down the common path, the sort of public trail. You're doing, like, you're the person that you're not going to go to the campground that has the running water and the toilets and the bathrooms and stuff, You're going to go and do, like, actual camping, like actual wilderness kind of camping. Yeah. Because it feels like that's the kind of person that you are. But the fool underneath everything, you're ready to start life fresh. You're ready to sort of, to do something, like you want the novelty. You're the kind of person that I think thrives on a little bit of that uncertainty. And that very much is what we have with you're wandering in that dark, scary forest. And I feel like we sort of like that. There's something mysterious about it. There's something that feels magical about life when we're just sort of trying to find our way in a new direction. Yeah. We're trying to find a way really to that Nine of Cups, that ultimate happiness. Yeah. We're trying to find a way to get to who we're meant to be. And that's here we have with that Queen of Pentacles. But right now it feels like we're just sort of wandering. And maybe that's really the good thing here. We're experimenting. I feel like you're somebody who's searching out new things, seeking new relationships, new people. You're seeking new hobbies, new vocations. You're trying to find the door that really works for you. You're trying to find the doorknob that's not locked, that opens up for you, and it feels like that's the kind of like you're getting pushed through that door. Yeah. Because that moon energy, this really is the threshold of a new life. And that Fool light is down beneath the surface. You're ready. You're ready to start fresh with something. You're ready to maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a sense of reinventing ourselves. Maybe this is the idea of, I want to go and succeed on my own merit, rather than being part of this team or this group or this family that was successful. Maybe you're going walkabout. You're going a bit on a vision quest right now to try to find out who you are and why you're here. You're trying to become the magician. You are becoming a solo artist. You're going rogue. You're sort of going free agent here with this one, right? And that Devil card, I think, is really, it's your ambition. It's like you've got what it takes to make it. You believe in yourself. You've got this driving force. You want to create yourself. And you want to create your life. And I think really it's just a matter of picking a direction and going in that way. Okay? Going in that direction. The future position is our Queen of Pentacles. To me, this is a card that is sort of represents your future success. This is you in a week from now, or a month from now, or whatever. You're, more long-term, I guess. This is your future self. Looking back on your experience of right now. And maybe thinking, this is the best time of our life. These are the good old days right now, where we're wandering through the dark, scary forest, trying to find something that grips us and revs our engine enough that we want to drive in that direction and see where the path goes. Or really, we're kind of off-road, and the goat is kind of making its own path through the forest, But this is a card of looking at the past. And this is your future self looking back at right now. right? Because this card's in the future position. Looking at the past would be right here, right now. Looking at all the major arcana energies and feeling like this is a message for you. Feeling like right now in this moment, Spirit is talking to you and telling you that you need to set your sights on what truly, truly matters to you. Stop wandering around in life and commit to something. Make that big change in your life. Okay? Your luck is changing. Your life is changing. You're going to be, I don't know. I feel like you're researching new topics. You're visiting and exploring new places. You're meeting new people. Your future self is looking back on this time right now and thinking, this is the best days of our life. This is where we really need to take this opportunity. This cluster of major arcana is saying there's no better time than right now to change your life. But you've got to find something, pick something that fires you up. Because again, the devil energy, this goat, right, is going to climb whatever mountain you put in front of it. Okay? So whatever you decide on, and you have to listen to your own true self, higher self, future self, God, goddess, deity, your conscience, your will, whatever that whisper is, and pick a mountain and climb it. Right now is the time where you can do that. And I don't know if it's just the certain alignment in your life, a certain timing of things, certain arrangement of your affairs. But now's the time where you can cross this threshold and step out of certainty, step into uncertainty, and fire your engines, because you're going to change your life. You are changing your life. Okay? You're climbing this mountain. I feel like you have a lot of support. I feel like the Six of Wands back here is kind of like, it's almost a safety net. It's almost like kind of saying, look, there's no reason for you not to do this right now. If it doesn't work out, fine. If you reach a door and it's locked, fine. It's no big deal. You'll figure out another way to get up the mountain. You know? I feel like Spirit is really trying to get you, like urging you on to do this now. Your future self is saying, please do it. Because you're sitting pretty. Your future self is sitting pretty. Wants you to take this risk, wants you to find this mountain and climb it, stop wandering around. You've wandered around enough. I think that I think you're reaching that point where you've honed in on something, and it's time to go in that direction. Okay, it sort of feels like this is our compass, you know, and it kind of feels like we're in the dark, scary forest, and the goat, the devil, is just sort of spinning around trying to figure out which direction to go. You just need to pick a direction, give it everything you have, and you're going to succeed. Okay. Now, Path of the Serpent, let's talk about this. Now, if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do. These readings are totally free. This is your Libra energy. This is your ability to make a decision that feels the best. It's using our higher discernment, higher wisdom. It's inspired by the infinite. And it's saying, right now, this is the best choice for me. This is what I'm going to do. And you give it everything you have. This is a decision that is sort of one that's filled with passion. It's kind of it's almost a spontaneous thing of like, if I were to ask you, and I want you to answer right away, immediately, don't hesitate. What do you want to do with your life? Right? What's the first thing that came out of your mouth? Probably, but then what? What was the second thing that came out of your mouth? What is that thing? Okay. What is the thing that you've always wanted to do? What is the thing that if you were a kid and you were just dreaming, and you could dream anything you wanted to dream, what do you want to do with your life? Okay. We've got to be inspired that way. We've got to listen to what our soul is really saying to us. And then we've got to put the effort in, and we've got to go do it. Now's the time to change your life. Don't be scared of the dark, scary forest. Okay? It's out there because it's full of possibilities. It's out there because it is your dream. It is your imagination. If you can dream it, if you can imagine it, you can focus your energy on it, and you can create that version of yourself. Maybe you are reinventing yourself. Maybe you are building a new life. Maybe you're slowly realizing who you are and why you're here, and we're going to become that person. Okay. I feel like right now you sort of prefer to work alone. I feel like you're usually a very social person, but right now it's kind of just like, I just want to do my thing. I just want to figure out what I want to do, and I want to do it. Maybe that Six of Wands is kind of saying, like, we've been too blended together with other people for a long time. That our interests, that our nature, that our energy has been intertwined and sort of mingled together with energy of other people, that we just sort of need to separate ourselves and find out who I am, you know? And so I feel that you're kind of on a solo trip right now. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Hermit as the mystery card. The next card is the Prince of Pentacles. It's the builder. If you build it, then they will come, right? They'll feel the dreams. If you put in the work, you'll succeed. This is very simple. Happiness comes from you doing the work that your future self is going to be proud of. Your future self wants you to do this work. This is the one, this is the grind. This is the one that the person that wakes up every day and does the work. That's happiness. The adventure of building your best self, the adventure of building your best life. The climb up the mountain, that's the happiness. That's the fun adventure. Going through that dark, scary forest is the fun. That's why people like to go to haunted houses and stuff and roller coasters. It's fun. And it's fun because we can be scared, knowing there's that knowledge that we're safe, you know. And I think that's really part of your Six of Wands in the background, is that you can be in the dark, scary forest and you know you're safe. You know that things might not work out the right way. It may be really terrifying, but there's always that underlying safety, sort of security, that feeling like, doesn't matter what's going to happen, I'm going to be okay, right? You have to build the life. You have to start doing the work. And it's not that we're waiting for happiness as some future state. We're not saying, okay, if I do the work now, one day I can be happy. No, we realize that the happiness is in the building itself. The summit of the mountain only exists to give the goat something to do. Right? It's just an excuse for climbing the mountain. You know? And I think we see this trope or this theme, maybe it's a cliche, in a lot of different movies and books and just ideas, and sort of just in the zeitgeist, right? This idea that we give ourselves some kind of objective just so we get to do the thing we want to do. You know, it's kind of like saying, you know, there's a summit up there that needs to be, I need to stand on it, right? And we just say that because we like to climb mountains. Yeah. I'm trying to think of a more specific example from pop culture, but I'm kind of drawing a blank, and maybe you can help me. But I think we see it in movies all the time, you know, where somebody is sort of, they come up with some kind of a goal that needs to be accomplished. Well, it's just to justify me, you know, getting the car out of the garage. You know, it's like, oh, you need something from the store, honey? Okay, all right, I'll go get it. If I got to do it, I got to do it. It's just because I like driving. It's just because I want to get out of the house and drive the car. And so we say, oh gosh, I need to go to the store and get some bread or something. I better get in the car, you know, better get dressed and better get my driving gloves on and my driving goggles and get out there on the road. It's like, it must be like 1920. Rather than just saying, hey, you know what? I like to drive. I want to go drive. I just want to do it. You know, it's very often that we need some sort of a goal to justify us doing what we want to do. Yeah. And so maybe that works for you. Maybe if we say, look, this is what I wanted. This is the goal that I want. And if I need to look at that again, it's kind of what I said at the beginning about getting out the spyglass and looking at that future thing and saying, there's a destination there. I better get in the boat and sail. You know, I just like sailing. And so we set an objective for ourselves. We set a long-term goal to justify us doing the work, doing what we want to do, living the life, struggling, grinding away. Well, now I got serious business. I got a serious mission in life. you know, because I got to get to that goal. And all the while we're realizing that this is where I'm happy. This is the joy. I don't care about the painting and then selling the painting and doing all that stuff. No, I like being in the studio covered in paint, you know, making marks on the canvas, you know. So sometimes we set up that very serious goal just so we can have fun doing the work to get there, right? But that's kind of what we have here with the Prince of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups. Okay, we're doing the work. We're living that life. We are taking it seriously, and it's kind of like, oh, I've got to put myself on a schedule. I've got to, you know, I've got to sacrifice. You know, I've got to tell my friends, no, sorry, I can't go out and do those fun things today because I'm stuck. I've got to stay here. I got to do this work, right? This is where we're really happy. This is what we really want to be doing, you know. And I think that that's sort of that's the indicator, that's the gauge for whether or not this is really a purpose, a mission for you. If this is really something meant for you, even when it's struggle, even when you're grinding away, this is the energy that shows up every day, ready to work. 6 a.m., here you are. And you may complain, you may bitch and moan about it, you may be sore, you may be tired. There's that ego consciousness that just wants to stay in bed. But once you get started doing it, and you get into that energy, it's the happiest moment of your day, right? And I always bring it back to myself, right? Because I feel so blessed and so lucky that I get to do this YouTube thing for a living, right? There are days where I don't want to wake up and do it. There are days where I'm sore, I'm tired, I have a headache, I got this TMJ stuff going on. I'm ailing, and I'm just tired. I just want to stay in bed, right? My alarm goes off at 5:30 in the morning, and I think, oh, I got to get up. I got to go do it. I don't want to do it. My ego wants to stay in bed. Once I get up and I start doing it, like, this is the happiest. This is the happiest thing. You know, I don't mind. I don't even know what time it is right now. My wife has to call me every couple hours, be like, are you going to be done soon? And we got to take our kid to school, you know. And so it's, you know, or she's going to make lunch, so she needs to know when I'm going to be finished. But I have no idea what time it is. And that's why these readings sometimes go, you know, an hour long. When we get lost in the moment like this, even though we're doing the hard work, even though if I stop and think about it, yeah, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm sore, my back hurts. So what? This is where I want to be, you know. And, you know, it's like that when you do other things. It's not just one thing in life. I have this experience when I'm playing with my kid. I have this experience when I'm, you know, outside in nature doing yard work, gardening, pulling weeds and stuff. I love that. I love that. It's fun to be outside doing stuff and getting my hands dirty. You know, it's hard work, but it feels good. It feels happy. And it really is the happiness. It's not like we're doing we're going to do a garden this spring, right? And it's not so much about getting the vegetables, right? I can go to the store and buy a vegetable if I wanted a vegetable. It's not about the flowers. There's flowers everywhere. It's about doing the work. It's about just being out there immersed in that thing. It's about having something to get up in the morning and go do. Oh gosh, it's 5:30 in the morning. I got to get up and I got to do these tarot readings for the world, you know? And I feel so blessed that I get to do this. I feel so blessed that I get to suffer sometimes and wake myself up early and just crawl out of bed and say, I don't want to do it. I feel blessed that I get to. And this is the connection between the Prince of Pentacles and the Nine of Cups, okay? But the card we're trying to avoid is the Two of Wands, which is a conflict of wills. Yeah, we got two wands there, and they're clashing. They're kind of blocking each other. It's like we can't want two things equally that way, right? Like right now as I'm doing this, I can't be here and do this if I am equally willing or desiring or thinking I'm desiring to go and, you know, do something else, to be on a boat or to be eating lunch or something, right? I can't like hold both of those intentions at the same time. The intention is to be here. I can't be in bed and be sitting here at this tarot table doing these readings at the same time. Okay? Because it's clashing. Those two things can't exist at the same time. Okay. And in your case, I feel like this is what we're really trying to do, is just set an intention and commit to one thing and say, I'm changing my life, I'm doing this, I'm going in this direction. Okay. And it doesn't mean that you're giving up everything else in life. You know, I'm not just a YouTube tarot reader. This isn't the only thing I do in life. It takes up the most time, perhaps, you know. You know, it's a major, major part of my life. This is my profession. This is my career. This is my calling and my vocation, right? It's saying that while you're here doing this thing, your will is not in conflict with itself, that you are not having the intention to be somewhere else at that time, right? And so this is what we have to do, is we have to set our intention, we have to go that direction, okay? And then while we're doing this thing, we have to also be here in the present moment, putting all of our effort and energy into doing this. My mind, my heart, my body, my spirit right now is activated here in this tarot reading. I'm not worried about lunch. I mean, maybe a little bit. I'm starting to get hungry. All of our powers are unified. The will must be one, not two. Okay? And that's another step on the path to true happiness. 9 of Cups. Living the happy life, dreaming the dream. It's the dream that keeps on dreaming, the happiness that keeps on happening, the life that keeps on living. This is a way of life. And happiness is not a state. Happiness is not a thing. Happiness isn't a feeling. Happiness is a way of life. And in that way of life we build. We choose to live a happy life. And we choose to do the work every day to get up and do that, even when we don't want to. The happy life, building the happy life, living the happy life, doesn't mean it always feels good. But it means it is good. Okay? And this is physical, financial, mental, emotional, spiritual, creative fulfillment. It's good for you. True happiness, the life that we want, is one where physically and financially benefits us. It's paying me money, and it's good for my health, right? It's good for my body, keeps me moving, keeps me engaged, keeps me talking. It's healthy for my tissues, you know, brain tissues especially. And it's good for me mentally and emotionally. Keeps me sharp, keeps my brain, my mind active, right? It feels good to me. It's rewarding, emotionally rewarding. Sometimes I shed a tear, you know, doing this, because I do. It's satisfying to me. I feel blessed. Spiritually, creatively, it's abundant and satisfying and rewarding and worthwhile. I feel like I'm channeling my own true self here. I feel like Spirit is working through me. Again, like I say at the beginning, I'm merely the messenger. Okay? I feel like this is good for my spiritual development. I feel like this is good for my expression of my creativity personally. Okay? And all of that is the measure of happiness for you. And you're not going to get that from just one thing. Okay? I mean, maybe you will. Maybe you'll get financial and physical abundance from the same thing that you get the creative and spiritual fulfillment from, right? Could be. That's the ideal. That you get everything you need from that one thing, but, you know, we can branch out. We can do different things, but we have to have the intention and the will and the endurance to follow through with the thing we set our intention on. Okay? Whatever mountain you're climbing, you got to climb it with everything you've got. Okay? Give it everything. Make it the one thing that you do. For now. Okay? Make it the one thing you do until you satisfy your future self that says, okay, you know, we've arrived, and maybe we need to branch out, maybe we need to explore a couple other avenues, diversify, whatever, but right now the will has to be one. That goat needs one mountain to climb. Can't climb 2 mountains at the same time. Okay? I mean, you could, but think of all the energy you're going to be wasting. It can't do it at the same time. You could split your energy 50% here, 50% over there. But it's going to take you twice as long to make any kind of progress. Let's look at the mystery card. Empress Life, maybe. Empress card. What else? Maybe a Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. Maybe a Nine of Pentacles. If you have a prediction, put it in the comments. Let's see. The world. The world. The universe. Getting to the top of the world. Getting to the highest peak. The highest mountain for you. There's a lot of little mountains, sure, and we can climb those little mountains. What's the highest mountain? What's the highest peak for you in your life? The highest point on the globe that you can dream of. Point your goat in that direction and give him a shove. And say, we're going. We're going to the highest. This is dreaming big. Aspire as big, the highest point on the globe. What is the highest peak for you? Go after it. The journey will make you happy, and you might actually get there. You might actually summit that mountain. Now we're going to do an extended reading. We'll do an I Ching reading. We'll do some oracle cards. There's a link up top. There's a link down below. New readings for Libra on Wednesday and Saturday. 6 a.m. Chicago time. Be sure to watch both readings. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. These readings are free. Leave a comment and let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.